Okay, I'll go get my tripod for these so we can do them super fast. But okay,
All right, sugar no cream.
I think the hit was great. Now I will say the breathing here, it might be that it works great for Jake, works great for you, works great for David and Eric, but my instinct is that what they said was to keep it kind of cop drama until the woman in the window. And so the breathing to me suggests possibly something sinister, possibly something supernatural, possibly something creepy, when really I feel like at this point we're still kind of in an NCIS and type situation. So that particular texture did pull me out a little bit. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm just saying this is kind of my impression. It's like a Scarlet or an NCIS or even like a Mindhunter, not the serial killer part of it, but the law enforcement part. It's like, I think more grounded in reality. It's almost like the voices for me is like blowing the supernatural load a little early, but they're very effective. So just something to think about, and it's something that they might say, keep that from when she descends into hell, because she's still kind of in the real world right now. Now you did it right here a little bit, but I also think that like a lot of times you can, like, as she's moving, you can kind of take her movements, and by adding an additional note, like a question, like you just did, it adds tension, like, what's going on? And I think that that could be done, like that there, right there, like her eye turn. I personally would put something like she's processing or something like that. I'm not saying do this. I'm just saying, and then you put one right there, so there's like little moments of movement where you put something over their body language, and it suggests that she's working stuff out. And I do think that you did that here. But I don't really see her, like I don't know what she's thinking, and I'm not saying that I need to know what she's thinking, but I think you have an opportunity here to kind of get in her head a little bit more. Once again, this is not something that I think you should do unless, you're doing another revision. Like if they ask for changes and you're doing another revision, this is what I would personally do, is just try to tell the story behind her eyes.
Dispatch, this is Unit 713, over. Did Michaels radio that he was entering premises, over?
So once again, it's a little creepier than I think the textures should be at this point, at least until the woman in the window. I think that's, once again, it's not very cop drama-y. It's creepy, and it sounds like I'm going, oh, are we in a vampire story? Like, not really, but I think I personally think the textures are kind of jumping the gun a tiny little bit, and I like this melody personally. I think there's a 50-50 as to whether or not they just go, hey, lose that. If they do say lose it, I would actually do a slower version, maybe with less notes, da, 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 or something like that. And then I thought it could actually reprise really effectively here. That's great.
Dispatch, I have activity on premises. My partner is missing. Request backup to enter home.
Because then she takes action, right? So the first one is like, interesting. And then she sees the lady and she gets kind of freaked out. And then it's, like a little reprise there could really solidify that into the audience, because you do something, one repeat, it's like a setup and a payoff. And I'm not saying it answers the question, but it solidifies the question from her point of view, right? She's not getting any answers, but it's kind of like if you're like, I don't want to raise my hand in class. It's a dumb question. And it's da, 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 da. And then you see something and you're like, no, I have to ask. And you raise your hand, da, 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 da. I'm not saying you play it any stronger. I'm just saying there's a setup and a payoff, and the audience will go, oh, she's clearly asking the question now. So that little marimba thing, that little kalimba thing, I think can reprise or find a sneaky way to reprise it. I think it could be snuck in there a little bit better, the first one, just in terms of it not standing out so much. But a reprisal, I think, would really make it work better personally.
Nichols, over. Copy that, over and out.
And so that's where I'd put the breathing in, personally, because it's like now there's something, maybe a little weird. I don't know. Maybe that part's probably perfect. But yeah, I would probably change the breathing out at the beginning to keep it cop drama and add something else there. I definitely need something, And anyway, that's just my impression of it. Might be working great for Jake. They might go, dude, it sounds perfect. But based off of their direction and that would be my impression of the scene.